What I'm about to say is probably going to sound real controversial, but it is what it is. From now on, especially living here in Atlanta, when I go out and I meet men and they approach me or I approach them, you want to date both men and women, there is nothing wrong with that. Do that. But just know some of us women don't want to date a man who wants both. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's called a preference. Just like you having a preference, we have a preference.
In the 1990s, Atlanta had replaced New York City as the incumbent home of hip hop and also entertainment. But Atlanta itself was the incumbent capital of the black gay community. But not only that, but it was also the home of another community that Atlanta wanted nothing to do with: down low black men. You see, down low black men in Atlanta were ostracized and they were pretending to be heterosexual, also blamed for the raising HIV and AIDS rates across the city. But not only that, these black men came from all across America, adding even more fuel to the fire of the quote unquote down low issue. But fast forward. But things started to change. Many black men who would have been down low in the 80s or 90s are now open about it. Black stigma towards gay black men has changed a lot since those times. And now, being a gay black man in black cities like New Orleans or even Atlanta is not looked down upon. You can still be a bisexual black man and still have women openly, and it's okay in certain cities like Atlanta. But this is to say that all women want a bisexual black man.
What I'm about to say is probably going to sound real controversial, but it is what it is. From now on, especially living here in Atlanta, when I go out and I meet men and they approach me or I approach them, I'm going to ask them, are they bi, straight, or gay? And the reason why is because I'm just seeing way too many posts where there are bisexual men saying that they don't think that they should have to tell us that they're bisexual off top. Tell us, and when I say us, I mean women that prefer heterosexual men. Like, if you feel like you shouldn't tell me off top because that's your private life and you're going to live it how you want, but you're trying to integrate your private life into my private life. You're trying to integrate with me. So if you want to integrate with me and be into my life, I need to know what I'm dealing with. And if I prefer not to deal with that, that's my choice. And I have the right to do that. And I'm tired of everybody trying to make us feel bad for wanting a heterosexual man. Like, if I want a man who don't sleep with other men, there's nothing wrong with that.
So the lady brings up some very interesting points. She doesn't want to deal with any black man that's bisexual, and that is her preference. And what you're hearing now is black men argue about it. Like, wait a minute, I'm a bisexual black man. Why is it that I don't have to tell you my sexuality? Why is it important? It went from a lot of men saying, I'm bisexual or I'm actually gay and I'm going to hide it from you, to saying, hey, listen, you're entitled to date me even if I'm bisexual. And this leads to another problem.
I've noticed how most black gay men here are really teenage boys in adult male bodies. So many of them have come to Atlanta and see Atlanta as this place of refuge for them because they couldn't thrive as a openly gay black male in their hometowns or wherever they came from. They never got the chance to really grow up.
Now, this video is from a gay black man, and he's mentioning something that is tied to the first individual, which is a lack of immaturity. He's not from Atlanta and he's moved there, but he says he's noticed so many gay black men are childish and immature. But wait, there's more.
So that's why it feels like it feels here in the community in Atlanta with gay black men. It feels very immature because it is very immature. It feels reckless and chaotic and messy because it is chaotic, messy, and all of those things.
He says this is why the gay community in Atlanta feels so messy and all of these things, because you're not dealing with real men. You're dealing with little boys in men's bodies. And if you think about the first statement that the lady's saying, she didn't say it just like that, but it's obvious why a woman would want to know if she's dealing with a man seriously, if he's gay or not. Like, she would want to know that are bisexual. It just makes 100% sense. Okay. And for a man to want to have an issue with that, in my honest opinion, number one, you're not respecting her. And number two, it comes off as childish or even immature for you not to want to divulge that information. I mean, after all, if you were a bisexual man and you were dating a man, I mean, after all, a person does deserve the right to know. And speaking of immature, a person was recommended to me. This guy right here, GFM _ Mook Guru. And he seems to be the issue that a lot of people are talking about in Atlanta. Here is a guy that is going viral for all the wrong reasons. And of course, according to his own status, he lives in Atlanta. He's an entrepreneur, influencer, dancer, actor, model.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you is?
Yeah, when a person has that many jobs or careers, they don't have one.
Got him. Got him.
And we're about to find out why. So in this particular clip, he is talking about the fact that he's confused. He doesn't know who he's going to be with. He's been with a woman, he's been with a man. And now again, he is honest about his sexuality, that he likes both, but this is something that's contradictory because he says he has a preference for women. He prefers women, but we don't really know what he means by women. And I think this is what the lady was referring to as some of the issues that she's finding in the dating community in Atlanta. But wait a minute, it gets worse.
You know what else is dumb as hell to do? You hang around all these gay right? Y'all got gay friends, right? Oh, I love gay. And then you watch all your gay friends hood ass that you like, that you go for, and then you go date the same tell me they ain't gay. Shut the up, you dumb ditzy. The answer's right here. It's in your face. But you gonna tell me I'm gay? No, them gay. You and I'm really just honest.
Now this dude is just crashing out. So in this case, he's upset with women because they have gay friends. And those gay friends are dating hood dudes. And so those hood dudes must be gay because you're dating the same guys like those hood guys. So every hood dude is gay. What? And now we're seeing the pattern. This is a guy who's trying to make everybody be like him because he's bisexual, and therefore everybody else must be bisexual, which ties into the point of the immaturity that the brother talked about and that the sister talked about. All right. So now the agenda that he has is that every dude is like him. And we got more.
Now, this is the number one question. How do you know you ain't never dated a DL nigga? Please, me in the world is asking. How do you know, as a woman, you have never dated a man that has never did anything homo? How do you know for sure? Please show me the Carfax. Show us the Carfax, baby. Show us the Carfax, baby. Where you getting all these straight men from? That's absolutely just straight.
Now, somebody asks a question, how can you be gay? And then he talks about, have you ever seen a feminine boy or a trans person that you liked? Now, that's a rhetorical question, but we're talking about him. Like, how can you be gay? And it's a dumb question for the person to ask this guy. But again, the question is about him, and he's trying to force somebody else to feel like he feels, which is, I don't know, gender fluid.
He's right, you know.
But let's go on.
And this over here talk about something. Why you want to be gay, bro? Honestly, like what about another man turns you on? Bro, you know damn well you done seen a trans woman or a femboy or something and you didn't look twice, gang. Y'all be out here capping. You feel me? And then on top of that, why are you commenting on a homosexual or gay post anyway? But you're not gay. Come on, gang. It don't matter but what turns me on about a man and what, arouses me because I'm living in my truth. Why are you questioning me when you should be questioning yourself, gang?
So the person asks, you're getting offended, never dated a DL man next, and he's talking to her Like, well, how do you know that all your men have never been DL? Which is actually a decent question. But then the bigger question is, why do you feel so need to respond to it? If you're a bisexual man, then you don't have to really worry about what other people are thinking or crashing out. And again, it points to some of the immaturity that's going on in Atlanta. Like, if you liked whatever you liked, it shouldn't be a problem. You should, just go on with your stuff. And I've noticed this whenever I have some of these videos from like lesbians or gays, a lot of their content is tied to their sexuality. It's just like, oh, if you're a heterosexual person, do you have to always come on and talk about the fact that you're heterosexual? Like, no, okay, you're gay or you're straight or whatever. Then, all right, so now that we got that out the way, what's for dinner tonight? Like, why is all of your content always tied to being gay or bisexual or trans? Every time I notice this from influencers, it's always tied to that. Okay, we get your point. That is what you identify as. But why is everything tied to this? And then this is the most interesting one.
Women create a narrative that a bi man doesn't exist because if you do anything gay with a man, women just say you're gay. They don't believe in a bisexual man. Second thing, femininity is an energy. That's how trans women and women are the same. That's how gay people and women are the same. That's why it doesn't matter if you have a man or a woman because it's energy. How the think we got studs?
So now he's saying that femininity is an energy, and I mean, he's condescending. Well, a man can be effeminate. I mean, how do you think we have studs with masculinity? Well, femininity is an energy, yes, but what does it derive from? Yeah, it derives from biological women, just like masculinity derives from masculine men or men in general, biological men. It's what you express as emotions based off of biology. But again, this is a person twisting and turning things to make it feel as if he wants to feel. And then again, here's the biggest issue.
So you telling me women, y'all can have a cat dog, but men, we can't have a cat dog? I want some cat dog too. We gotta normalize saying that there is such thing as a bisexual man out in the world. There's such thing as bisexual women. Women want cat dog. Why can't the men get cat dog? I want cat dog too. Cat dog. Cat dog. A lonely world with a little cat dog. I want some cat dog. What's wrong with me having a little cat and a little bit of dog every now and then?
So he's talking about cat dogs. Basically, cats and dogs are opposites of each other and typically are rivals. You can have your cake and eat it too. And the biggest issue with him is he is pretty much tired that he is in a stigma as a bisexual man. Black women can be bisexual and it's okay. But him as a black man, he wants to be bisexual. And it's probably hard for him because maybe like in the 90s, this is a person that would probably be on the DL. And this is a person that's trying to be in Atlanta scene and bisexual. And now, in sort of just accepting it and accepting the issues that may come with it from people on social media, he is always fighting it and crashing it out. And so if this is the problem that you see in the Atlanta dating scene, I can see why there is so much chaos in it from people of all ages. I mean, you have all these people coming from all across Black America that are moving to a city, trying to find themselves, expressing themselves finally. And then, of course, you have, these men that want other men, and then these men that still want women, and then these women that may want other women, and they may want other men or no men at all. We don't know. And all this fluidity and things like that. All of this seems like a world of dating chaos that I've never had to see in other cities. I'm now in Kampala. This is not to say that there are not gays or bisexuals here, but the rules are a little different. I'm from Sacramento, and Sacramento is the state's capital of California, where LGBTQ stuff is heavy. And when I was last home and living there, this wasn't even an issue. I don't know what the problem is now, but the reality is now is that these guys like him want to make every black man gay, because every black man must be gay because he likes men. And so if you criticize it, then everybody is like you. Well, the reality is everybody is not like him. And I saw another video. He says, well, you can't tell me that every person had, at least one person's had a gay thought. Okay, let me just say this. Let's say that this is correct. Every person walking on planet Earth has had a gay thought. Every person on planet Earth has also had a murderous thought. Could be a thought to steal, a thought to start a business, a thought to run a marathon, a thought to do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, but the thing is that in their behavior. Okay, like I thought about flying to Russia before and going there, and it was what it was, a thought. All right, I ain't never been to Russia, never wanted to go to Russia. No disrespect to Russia, but I thought about it and thought about going and never did. And that was just thinking about going. There's business I thought about doing, doesn't mean you do it. And some people may or may not have that thought, but you're only saying these things because you want everybody to be like you, which means that you're not comfortable with yourself. All right. And that's why these women are complaining about these guys, because these men are uncomfortable with who they are. So they want to hide it from them, which is insane. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.